is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
This program is rated PG. It contains themes and scenes which may not be suitable for very young audiences. Parental guidance is advised.
This is SMNI News Channel. Truth that matters.
In the headlines, anti-war groups have gathered to call for President Bongbong Marcos Jr. to step down if he cannot resolve the potential outbreak of war between the Philippines and more powerful countries. These groups, including a former Philippine diplomat, warn that the Philippines is at risk due to the presence of Americans in our military bases. In other news, agricultural groups have appealed to the Supreme Court to block the implementation of Executive Order 62 by President Bongbong Marcos Jr., a measure aiming to lower tariffs on imported agricultural products. According to the Agri groups, PBBM's EO 62 will only add more burden to local farmers. For our top global stories, Japan unveils new designs of its banknotes equipped with anti-counterfeit technology. And tension and unrest grip a Turkish city after Syrian refugees and Turkish citizens violently clash due to fake news spreading online. I'm Franco Baranda. Newsline World starts now. More and more Filipinos can no longer hide their intense fear due to the looming war that could possibly erupt between the Philippines and stronger nations. An anti-war group is calling for the attention of the government, saying if the current administration cannot resolve this problem, it would be better for President Marcos to resign from the office. Carla Abellana has the report.
The Marcos Jr. administration has not even reached its halfway mark, yet protests against the government are already rampant. Not just in Luzon, Visayas and Mindanao, but even abroad, Filipinos have one unified call. Just days after the National Day of Protest on June 30, attended by thousands of Filipinos worldwide, people gathered again to call for President Marcos to step down. Hundreds of volunteers from the Mamamayan, Ayaw ng Digmaan, and Marcos Alis Dyan movements united to voice their grievances to the government.
Tatlo ang branches ng gobyerno natin, executive, legislative, tsaka judiciary. Anong ginawa ninyo ngayon? Anong ginawa ninyo sa bansang ito? Bakit hindi kayo manindigan para sa taong bayan, lalo na sa banta ng giyera na tayong lahat ay mamamatay?
According to former Department of Energy Undersecretary Ben Ranque, they formed the Marcos Alis Dyan or Marcos Resign movement because they are fed up with the current administration's inefficiency and lack of results.
Kaya kinasa namin itong Marcos Alis Dyan kasi wala na kaming magawa. Enough is enough. We have had trouble. Enough for the trouble. Marami ng kaguluhan. Mataas na ang kagutuman. Bumalik ang druga. Bumalik ang criminality. Bigas saan? Ang 20 pesos mo. Di ba? Nag-iisip ka ba?
Former Philippine diplomat and political analyst Adolfo Paglinawan warned that the Philippines is now at risk due to the presence of Americans.
Punta tayo mula noong 2003, 2001, 2003. Nagpunta sila sa Iraq, ginera nila Iraq. Nagpunta sila sa Afghanistan, ginera nila Afghanistan. Punta sila sa Syria, sa Libya. At ngayon nasa Ukraine na sila. Nako, mga kabansa, lahat ho ng binanggit ko, wasak-wasak. Wasak-wasak na bansa. At ngayon, may masama akong balita sa inyo. Nandito na sila sa Pilipinas. Tayo na ho ang susunod na wawasakin.
He emphasized that with missile systems set up by the Americans in the Philippines, the country is now on the radar of nuclear systems of more powerful nations, potentially making it a target for attacks at any moment.
Pag huyan, nalaman nila na yung sistema na yan, kinargahan nila ng Tomahawk, pwede na ho tayong tirahin. Ano nangyari ngayon? Nasa mapa na ho tayo ng nuklear ng China. Nasa mapa na tayo ng nuklear ng Russia. Nasa mapa na tayo ng nuklear ng North Korea.
This is the group's motivation behind their protest actions.
Ang Amerikano, same time kaibigan natin. Pero ayaw lang namin ng inyong foreign policy na pupunta kayo dito parang koloni pa rin ninyo kami. You have to ask us. You have to ask the people. If ever, payag ba kami? Huwag yung basta-basta na lang ninyo isang tao lang kusapin, bangag pa. Kaya kinasa namin itong Marcos alis dyan. Kasi wala na kaming magawa. Enough is enough. We have had trouble.
Furthermore, Muslims and overseas Filipino workers have a message for President Marcos.
Kaming mga Muslim, siguro naalala niyo po yung tinatawag na Marawi Seeds. Sa aming mga Muslim, ayaw na namin maulit ang nangyari sa Marawi na talaga namang walang humpay ang putukan dyan. So kaming mga Muslim, kaya po kami nandito para po iparating na ayaw na namin maulit ang nangyari nung nakaraan.
Mahal na Pangulo, tandaan mo ang sinabi mo noong nangangampanya ka. Ang pangarap mo ay pangarap ng mga Pilipino. Bangag ka ba ng sinabi mo yon? Kasi walang Pilipino na naghahangad ng digmaan. Walang Pilipinong naghahangad ng panganib para sa kanilang pamilya. Ngayon po kay General Browner po, tignan nyo ang kalagayan ng Pilipinas. Hindi po kami handa sa kahit anong gulo.
For God and my beloved Philippines, Carla Abellana, SMNI News.
There have been consecutive alliances formed between political parties in the Philippines. The election is fast approaching, and due to this, many people believe that these are part of plans to create a match for whomever will dare to compete with the Dutertes. However, is there competition? Former Philippine Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Attorney Salvador Panelo commented on this matter. Here's Sara Santos for more details.
Recently, the Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas, which means Alliance for the New Philippines in English, was held. This is the alliance signing between the Partido Federal ng Pilipinas o PFP, led by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and the National Unity Party o NUP. The leader of the House of Representatives also just announced that the Nationalista Party is expected to join the administration coalition of the PFP by the end of the month. It can be remembered that the Speaker's party, Lakas CMD, formed an alliance with the PFP on the 8th of May, which was followed by the Nationalist People's Coalition or NPC on the 18th of May. But what are these coalitions for? The House Speaker said that this move is to ensure that all major political parties will be in alliance with the President's federal party. Meanwhile, on the possibility that this move was done to intimidate the Duterte's supporters, this was the response of former Chief Presidential Legal Counsel Attorney Salvador Panelo.
Para bang pinapakita nila, lahat ng partido nasa amin na. Kaya wala na kayong kalaban-laban. Ako, nanalo siya dahil ang taong bayan mismo ang nagipag-alyansa sa Duterte.
Attorney Panelo also said that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is suffering comparison due to former President Rodrigo Duterte's unique brand of leadership.
Kaya nakakaawa rin ang Pangulong Ferdinand Marcos Jr. in a way because he's suffering by comparison. Napakatindi ng dating ng Duterte. They clamor, they are hungry, they are thirsty for the brand of leadership that Duterte has given to our country.
Meanwhile, Attorney Panelo stressed that in the event that Sara Duterte runs for president, along with her father Rodrigo Duterte as vice president in 2028, then it will be game over in the political arena.
If BP Inday Sara runs together with PRRD sa 2028, that's a combination so powerful that game will be over. Pag yan ay nagdeklara na, yan ang mga kumakalaban, yung mga politiko-politiko na yan, magtatakbuhan uli yan kay Duterte kasi alam nila mananalo at delikado pag wala sila dyan sa alyansa na kasama si Duterte.
For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, this has been Sara Santos, SMNI News.
Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa hits back at Franz Castro after she called him a coward for refusing to attend the House investigation on the Duterte's administration's war on drugs. Here's the report. Senator Ronald Bato de la Rosa boldly responded to the leftist lawmaker Franz Castro's criticism against him. In a statement, Castro called Senator de la Rosa a coward for refusing to attend the House hearing on the Duterte administration's war on drugs campaign. To recall, de la Rosa was the PNP chief of former President Rodrigo Duterte at the time. The leftist lawmaker accuses Bato of using interparliamentary courtesy as an excuse to evade the investigation.
Mas maduwag yung sige ka alam na alam ng taong bayan na kayo yung mga supporter ng CPP-NP tapos ayaw yung aminin, ayaw man lang nilang publicly i-denounce yung CPP-NP, no? So yan ay kaduwagan panluluko pa sa taong bayan, di ba?
De la Rosa added that he has nothing more to clarify in the House hearing as the Congress had already conducted one.
Noon pa yan, investigasyon, pabalik-balik na lang yan. Pabalik-balik, hindi pa nagkakulong si Senador Laila de Lima noon, nag-imbestiga na yan eh. Ang Senado, ang Kongreso, nag-imbestiga. Ngayon, mag-imbestiga na naman uli. Hindi nga sila nakapag-file ng mga kaso noon. Eh ngayon, how much more ngayon? Ay, anong kanya, paulit-ulit na lang. The same questions, the same answers. So, walang papupunta niya kung mayroon silang ebidensya, file na ng kaso.
Meanwhile, here's why De La Rosa believes the issue of war on drugs is being revived now.
Gusto lang palabasin na, alam mo yung mga optics ba na gusto lang palabasin sa media na ganito si President Duterte kasama na tao, ganito daming namatay kahit na yung mga kaso ng ibang pulis na kinakaharap ay matagal lang na-dismiss. Ngayon, inuulit na naman, tinatanong na naman ulit-ulit. So, gusto kasi nila ang ICC dahil hindi na kakayanin dito sa local court dahil pinapasura yung mga kaso nila dito sa local court dahil alam naman ng paglalabas ng investigasyon na justified yung ginawa ng pulis. Hindi naman lahat.
Furthermore, according to De La Rosa, the repeated hearings on the same issue are just waste of time and taxpayers' money. Besides the senator, the House also wants former President Rodrigo Duterte to attend the hearing. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, Franco Baranda, SMNI News. When we come back, Japan unveils new designs of its banknotes equipped with anti-counterfeit technology. And unrest and tensions grip a city in Turkey after Syrian refugees and Turkish citizens clash over fake news spreading online. Newsline World will be back after the break. Russia warned to retaliate after Finland gave U.S. troops access to its military bases. Alicia Molina has the story.
A defense agreement signed between Finland and the United States last year was approved by the Finnish parliament earlier this week. The agreement meant U.S. troops would be granted access to 15 military facilities in Finland. Russia's foreign ministry warned to respond over Finland's decision to grant the U.S. access to its military bases, which was perceived as a threat to its national security through a military buildup on the Russia-Finland border. Russia said it would take necessary measures, including military action, to counter the move made by Finland and its NATO allies. Russian President Vladimir Putin promised to deploy troops and weapons to the Finnish border after Finland joined NATO in April 2023. Reporting, this has been Trisha Molina, SMNI News.
Saudi Arabia signed a multi-million-dollar aid for Lebanon at the same time. The oil-rich kingdom urged its citizens to leave the country amid fears of an all-out war between Israel and Hezbollah. Al-Qassidi Kadis reports.
Assalamu alaikum. The signing of a $10 million joint cooperation agreement between Saudi Arabia and Lebanon sent a clear message that both nations are ready to restore ties following years of diplomatic tensions.
Saudi Arabia will implement 28 projects across Lebanon as part of the deal. The aid will be sent through the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Center, or KS Relief. Saudi Arabia signed the agreement shortly after Qatar provided Lebanon with $20 million grant. The diplomatic rift between Saudi Arabia and Lebanon started in 2017 after the kingdom pressured the former Prime Minister of Lebanon to remove Hezbollah from its soil. Kuwait and the UAE showed support for Saudi Arabia by urging its citizens to leave Lebanon at the height of the tensions. Meanwhile, Saudi officials advised citizens in Lebanon to leave the Levant region immediately amid fears of an all-out conflict between Israel and Hezbollah, exacerbated by the war in Gaza.
Saudi nationals were also advised to avoid traveling to Lebanon amid the possibility of war. Reporting from Kuwait, I am Melchizedek Cadiz, your global citizen correspondent for God and for our beloved country, the Philippines.
Tensions and unrest grip a city in Turkey after Syrian refugees and Turkish citizens fought each other over fake news spread online. Let's hear all the details from Gratero Omori.
The city of Kayseri in central Turkey descended into chaos after a video circulated online sparked widespread anger between Turks and Syrians. Tension started after a video clip that allegedly showed a young Syrian man harassing a Turkish girl in a public facility went viral on social media. Both sides exchanged gunfire, resulting in injuries and the death of 4 Syrians since Sunday. Syrians protested in front of the border and attacked Turkish vehicles passing through the area. In return, Turkish citizens raided and burned shops, vehicles, and properties that belonged to Syrian refugees. The unrest spread in the Turkish zone in Syria, which includes northern Idlib and Aleppo provinces. Turkish police detained 474 people involved in the attacks. It was later revealed that the girl involved in the incident was not Turkish but also Syrian. Despite the clarification, fighting between the two sides continued. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan accused the opposition of inciting violence. At the heart of the violent clashes hides a deeper issue that exposes the long-term resentment of Syrian refugees towards Turkey's anti-immigration policies. Before the latest episode of violence, Turkish authorities had set up more than 60 checkpoints since June 24 as part of a crackdown and intensified security campaign targeting Syrian refugees, which involved inspections in their homes and workplaces. The unrest forced Turkey to close several border crossings into northwest Syria on Tuesday, but were reopened on Wednesday in an aim to calm down the chaos. Reporting from Dubai, I'm Gratero Omori, your global citizen correspondent for SMNI News Channel.
Japan's banknotes underwent significant changes in their design for the first time in 20 years. The new banknotes are not just ordinary paper bills but equipped with state-of-the-art technology designed to fight counterfeiting. Guy Saito reports.
The Prime Minister praised the designs of the new banknotes that boast of 3D hologram technology and the latest anti-counterfeit features. The state-of-the-art technology covers 10,000 yen, 5,000 yen, and 1,000 yen bills. The new banknotes were revealed during a ceremony at the Bank of Japan headquarters in Tokyo. A total of 280 million new bills worth 1.6 trillion yen were circulated on Wednesday, with some consumers able to obtain them at banks and automated teller machines on the same day. Other currencies that have not changed will remain valid. The older version of banknotes is still required to pay for vending machines and bus fares. Meanwhile, residents experienced the agony of rising food prices due to the appreciation of the Japanese yen, as the currency continued to drop further to a 38-year low against the US dollar. Cashless payment methods are fastly becoming the new norm in Japan, but new banknotes still bring excitement among residents. Reporting from Tokyo, Japan, I'm Guy Saito, your global citizen correspondent for God and our beloved country, the Philippines.
Let's hear more update about the Air Europa flight that encountered severe turbulence and had to force a stop in Natal, Brazil. Andre de Souza will give us the update.
After the strong turbulence in the Air Euro flight, dozens of the passengers were sent to the hospital. One had to undergo surgery and 4 others were in the ICU. To recall, a video went viral on the internet showing other passengers helping rescue a man stuck inside the overhead compartment where he had been thrown due to the severe turbulence. 30 people received medical care at the airport, while 10 had to be transported to the hospital for further examination. According to the local reports, one of the passengers had to undergo surgery, while 4 more were in the ICU. To recall, the Air Euro flight had departed Madrid and was going to Uruguay when the incident happened, and the plane had an emergency land in Brazil to address the medical needs of the passengers. Meanwhile, the incident is still under investigation. I'm Andre de Souza, your global citizen correspondent for SMNI News.
And before we end, may be inspired with the words of the sun. The greatest love is when you are willing to live and die for a cause. And that's all for this edition. For more news updates, you may visit smninewschannel.com or follow us on our official social media accounts on Rumble, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. For God and my beloved country, the Philippines, I am Franco Baranda, and this is Newsline World.
Subscribe to SMNI News Channel and turn on the notification bell to keep you up to date. Also visit our official social media accounts and join our community on Viber and Telegram.